Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Tonight, President Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, will appear before the Michigan House Oversight Committee. Why his visit is sparking controversy. And first to the finish, the United Kingdom grants emergency approval to Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine. Vaccinations there set to begin next week. Why FDA approval is still days or weeks away. And that tops our news here at noon. The UK is the first country to formally approve the Pfizer and BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine. The go-ahead for that vaccine comes as the virus surges in the U.S. and Europe, putting pressure on hospitals and morgues and forcing new rounds of restrictions that have devastated economies. As Richard Engel reports, the UK government says the first shots are set to be rolled out next week.
In the UK this morning, the announcement this country and the world had been waiting for. The coronavirus vaccine rollout is finally beginning. The UK approved the Pfizer vaccine, jointly produced by the European company BioNTech, that studies show is 95% effective, making the UK the first Western country to give a vaccine to the public outside of trials. Distribution will begin with those who need it most, the most at risk, the elderly in care homes and their providers. And like several other vaccines in trials, it requires 2 doses, about a month apart, to work. The UK already has 40 million doses, enough for 20 million people. This morning I spoke to Uyghur Shahin, the inventor of the vaccine from BioNTech. What's your reaction to today's news?
Yeah, it is a historic day. I have to admit, I feel that it is a historic day. It's indeed the beginning of the end of the pandemic.
This approval has first been given here in the UK. Do you think the US will be next?
I'm confident that an authorization in the US could also happen within the next 2 weeks.
So maybe now, as the scientists say, this is the beginning of the end of the pandemic. That will take time. But after so many lives have been lost, so many livelihoods have been destroyed, the counterattack against COVID-19 has begun. Richard Engel, NBC News, London.
Thank you, Richard. And in case you were wondering why the United States has not yet approved the vaccine, here's why. The FDA process takes longer. According to former acting CDC Director Dr. Rich Besser, the FDA has the most thorough, rigorous drug and vaccine approval system in the world. The way it differs is that in the UK, they will take the data and analysis from the company at face value. Here in the US, the FDA will go through all of that data and then do their own analysis. They will then present that analysis with a recommendation to their advisory committee, which is a committee of experts outside of government. That committee then makes the decision. FDA says they are sticking strictly to science and data.
One thing we can't do is promise something that isn't deliverable because of an issue that comes up regarding safety or effectiveness. We need to make sure that we've done the job right.
The FDA is set to meet on December 10th to discuss whether to recommend emergency use authorization of the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine. Now, despite the positive vaccine data, stocks are dipping today. Let's take a live look at the big board. The numbers are likely dropping because of a private sector survey called the Adp Employment Report. Now, that report missed expectations before the opening bell, saying only 307,000 jobs were added to the U.S. economy. In November, this is 100,000 fewer than economists expected. The government's official report due on Friday. The two reports aren't correlated, but the ADP numbers are often considered an indicator of trends that emerge in the official report. Meantime, in case you're wondering, after the Pfizer coronavirus vaccine gained authorization in the UK, the drug maker's stock did jump. Right now, Dow down 23 points. Let's talk more about a potential vaccine and distribution in the United States. A CDC advisory committee has approved a plan to get those at highest risk for infection vaccinated for COVID-19. The unprecedented emergency vote recommends who should be first in line for a COVID-19 vaccine even before one is approved for use by the FDA. Miguel Almaguer takes a closer look.
The most vulnerable Americans now one step closer to getting a COVID vaccine. On Tuesday, an advisory committee to the CDC holding an emergency vote to decide who should be first in line. The group formally recommending healthcare workers and those at nursing homes should be at the top of the list. Together, roughly 24 million people, likely exceeding the number of doses expected to be available at the end of this month, with millions more lining up behind them.
As you get into January, February, and March, you will then get the second, third, and fourth level of people who are essential to society.
With early vaccinations in short supply, hospitals are being told to stagger early vaccinations, which would prevent wiping out entire medical units if there's an adverse reaction. The latest guidelines now on their way for approval by the director of the CDC. But ultimately, distribution decisions are up to state leaders. While the recommendations are expected to be followed, they can be adjusted. With 6 vaccine candidates aiming for FDA emergency authorization, the CDC has not yet outlined who should get the following round of doses, but previously suggested next would be those with underlying medical conditions, critical workers like those in the food supply system, and seniors over 65. Most Americans will likely have to wait until spring. It comes as top infectious disease experts look to build public trust in a vaccine developed and set to be delivered at warp speed.
It's that work at a community level that's going to be most important. This has to be clear messaging from the top, if you will, but a huge effort at a grassroots level.
Miguel Almaguer, NBC News.
Now, turning our attention to the coronavirus, the CDC is trimming quarantine rules for close contact with an infected person to 7 to 10 days. It was originally 14. The United States passes 13,751,000 coronavirus cases, and more than 271,000 people have died from the virus. Now, these are numbers from the Johns Hopkins University database. Here at home, we are expecting new coronavirus case numbers this afternoon. On Tuesday, Michigan reported a total of more than 5,000 new coronavirus cases in the past day. And also in the past 24 hours, we have lost another 190 lives. New at noon. A freighter ran aground this morning in the lower Detroit River near Grosse Ile. The Harvest Spirit ran aground in the river's Livingstone Channel around 7 this morning. Crews are working on ways to free the vessel from the ground. The Canadian vessel was built in 2012. It made its first visit to Detroit on Tuesday. And a memorable one that is. All right, let's take a quick look at our forecast with Brandon as we take a live look outside through our sky cam. Boy, the chill has just settled in on the city, and it's not leaving for a bit, Brandon.
No, we are not looking, Karen, at anything really super chilly, but also not really super warm. Warm enough to melt the snow over the next couple of days, as we're 39 degrees at Metro Airport, 38 in Howell in our west zone. Live look here in Mount Clemens, where we're seeing a temperature of 37 degrees as well. Winds out of the west-northwest. You can see in Pontiac, 16-mile-an-hour wind, 12 at Metro. We've got other 15, 16-mile-an-hour wind speeds out there, so it's upper 20s and low 30s as to how it feels out there, and it will feel that way for the rest of the day. West-northwest winds 7 to 17 and gusting a little stronger. The good news is bright sunshine and 42 degrees this afternoon. So we are in a bit of a holding pattern, a trend, if you will. We'll take a look at those temperatures. Heading into your weekend, any sign of rain, snow, winter coming up?
All right, thank you very much, Brandon. Tonight, President Donald Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, will appear before the Michigan House Oversight Committee. Giuliani will be discussing the 2020 election and alleged voter fraud. This comes as Attorney General Bill Barr dismisses the president's baseless claims of widespread voter fraud. We have not seen fraud on a scale that could have affected a different outcome in the election. Rob Maloney has a closer look at what is next for Giuliani, as well as a look at what happened last night in Lansing.
Because there's not a singular voter fraud in one state. this pattern repeats itself in a number of states.
The president's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, continues making fraud claims about the 2020 election, and yet so far, no judge has seen any real evidence on which to rule. The Trump campaign's lawsuits here in Michigan have not seen success so far either. Currently, the Michigan legislature has 2 committees listening and looking into claims about election irregularities.
Every single thing. Every avenue was taken to commit it.
A Michigan Senate hearing lasted 7 hours last night, where primarily those who identified themselves as GOP poll watchers made claims about the vote counting process at the TCF Center. All of these claims have either appeared in lawsuits, which have already been thrown out, or been debunked. Now, a spokesperson for Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson weighed in on the hearing, saying, quote, "No actual evidence of any wrongdoing was presented, despite repeated questions requesting such evidence from lawmakers. Instead, we saw a regurgitation of vague accusations based on a lack of knowledge of election procedure and widely debunked conspiracy theories," end quote.
Rod Maloney, Local 4.
All right, thank you, Rod. Again, Giuliani will appear before a House investigative hearing tonight. As of now, it's scheduled for 6 p.m., but that could go later, depending on what happens with the House today. Of course, we'll have it completely covered for you. Still to come, pardon for pay? The U.S. Justice Department investigating a potential bribery scheme, money in exchange for presidential pardons, what we're learning this noon. And before we go to break, a quick programming note. An NFL game between Baltimore and Pittsburgh was originally scheduled for last Sunday night. COVID-19 issues forced it to be rescheduled for this afternoon. It will air here on Local 4, so this means special programming lineup, including a newscast at 3 o'clock this afternoon and again after the game. We'll be right back.